everyone, videos a Frizzy back here for How to Play. Today we're going to how to play the game Coney, where you get to be a rabbit farmer. I've never heard of rabbit farm before, but sir, it's about Little Rocket Games. It plays 1 to 4 players. I'll probably do a solo board at some point in time. Designed by Gianpaolo Zeno, art by Mirko Cartamundi. Gianpaolo's designed other games, including a game I looked up before called Hens, which is similar, except about chickens. This one's about rabbits, ages 12 and up. It says 20 to 45 minutes. And yeah, you're playing rabbit farmers. You're going to be playing cards into a 3x3 grid of 9 cards. And I guess once a person has filled out their grid, the game will come to an end. And whoever has the most points wins. And there's different ways to get points. And there's placement rules for the different cards. It's kind of interesting. Now, when somebody completes their farm of 9 cards, the game will end, will be triggered. And you get, in this game, reference cards. On one side it's an action summary, the other side is a GeriMan scoring summary. Each player would get one. You also get these resources, which are carrots, hay, and pellets, or they kind of look like cucumbers. Each player starts off with one of each. I was setting up for a 2-player game. And you got a whole bunch more that you're going to set up off to the side, because you will be using them. You get this nice little first player token. It's a little barn. And the cards. And the cards have a nice linen finish. I'm very happy with that, I will say. Very good quality. And let's look at the cards. So each card, they're all going to be a little bit different. They have a rabbit color on one side. Some have 2 or 3 colors. They have a male, a sex, a male or a female. On this corner, you see victory points from 1 to 3 points. And you also see a cost. So in order to place this bunny in my farm, I would need to pay 2 carrots and 1 hay. When you see symbols like this, it means it's any resource. So it could be, it's 2 resources, so it could be any 2 resources. Just whatever. You also got here, and I'll mention that we'll talk about it. You got here on the bottom some placement rules that you have to follow. Like this one cannot be placed next to another male. This one, max 1 male and at least 1 orange bunny next to it. And this one, again, no male and at least 1 orange there. They're all along the same lines. If you can't put it next to this one, or you have to place it next to this one, or this and that. There is also a trade option, and you can always trade this card. To trade, basically, if you have this in your farm, in your grid, if you want to get rid of it, you can trade whatever it says on there to get rid of it. In this case, it's 2 cards and 2 resources. They have to be different. In this case, as indicated by the unequal symbol. So you can just trade 2 resources and 2 cards, and you can get rid of this one and discard it. Why would you want to do that? Well, maybe because it doesn't fit in your farm anymore. It's not letting you play certain cards, and you might want to do that. This one was 1 card and 1 random resource. This one is the same thing, 2 cards and 2 random resources. I'm not sure. I guess you're trading cards. You're discarding the cards and drawing up new cards. And then on the bottom, there is what is called a coupon in orange. These are actions that will trigger at different times. These ones say immediately will trigger once you play it. So when I play this card, I get to take any resource and put it on any one of these cards. And the reason for that is because some cards will give you points for having certain resources on them. This one gives me 1 victory point for each yellow or orange rabbit I have. Next to this one, as indicated by the arrows. But there are some cards where you want to have like carrots on them, and you get 1 point per carrot at the end of the game. So this is an immediate action you'll do once you play it. This is an end game action that you'll do at the end of the game. 1 victory point for each orange rabbit next to this one. And then there's these ones during growth. And this is one of the free actions you can take in the game is growth. And when you do that, you're basically going to go through and look at all the cards that saved during growth, and you're going to take those actions, like gain a resource and 2 cards. Also, you'll notice all the cards that have a growth option have different symbols on them. These are basically store symbols. And if you get 3 or more of the same kind in your farm, you get points for it. I think it's 2 points for 3 of them, 4 points if you get 4 of them, and 5 points if you get 5 or more, something like that. I forget exactly what it is. And you can actually get like 2 different brands in your farm if you're lucky. So those are some of the things about the cards. There's also something that I mentioned that are wild rabbits. There's 6 of these. As I mentioned, the game has 72 rabbit cards, 18 males, 48 females, and 6 wilds. The wilds don't have any real placement rules except you can't place it next to another wild rabbit. And also, you can't place it next to a hut. What is a hut? A rabbit hut is what you see on the back of the cards. So when you're playing out your cards, if you want, you can put down a hut. Now, a hut is not going to give you anything. It's worthless, basically. But if you're not able to play any cards from your hand because, look, there's a male, maybe I can't put any male cards next to that one, which is what this one indicates, no males, and this one, no males, and at least 1 orange. Well, maybe I will have as males, and I can't play any here. So what I can do is I can play this face down. It does require spending 2 resources, but it is what it is. I don't know how often you would do that, but you might do that. I'll go over basically the game here, the different actions. So let's just start off with, at the start of the game, each player is going to get 5 cards. We'll do 2 players. I will set the deck in the middle of the table here. Put the resources over here. So you start off with 5 cards. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a little drafting phase. So what you're going to do is you're going to select 1 card to keep, and you pass the rest to your opponent. They're going to do the same. And then you keep doing this, going back and forth, selecting a card to keep, and passing them back and forth. I'll just select the random cards here. So is my opponent. And then, after you selected a 4th card, you're going to discard the last one into a discard pile. So they select 1, they discard the other. So you'll start the game off with 4 cards. You always have a hand limit of 4 cards. No more. Then, we're going to draw 3 cards from the top of the deck to form a market. And we're ready to start. These are the actions you can take on your turn. Number 1 is you can restock. But to restock, you can get rid of any cards from your hand that you don't like. Maybe I don't like these 2. And then I can replace them with any one of these cards or from here. So maybe I take this one and this one, kind of blindly. And then at the end of your turn, you can refill that. After you've done that, and you can pretty much discard all your cards if you really dislike them all. It doesn't have a limit. Then, if you want, you can also reserve cards, up to 2. You can take 2 cards, up to 2 cards from your hand, and save them for later. Why? Well, maybe because you can't afford to put them down right now, at this moment, and you really want to use them, you don't want to risk losing them. And so you would put them in a reserve pile. And then later on, if you can afford to, during another phase, which I'll talk about, another action that you do, and I'll talk about momentarily, you can then spend your goods to put that one in your farm. At the end of the game, any cards you have in the reserve pile are going to be worth minus 2 points. Let me just scooch this over a little bit here. I apologize. So, at the end of the game, if you have any of these in a reserve pile, they're going to be worth minus 2 points each. So, be careful not to have cards in there. And you can only have up to 2 anyway. If you put cards in your reserve, then you can draw back up to 4 cards. Maybe I'll take this one and this one again, just for ballot. And at the end of your restock action, you get to take any 2 resources. So maybe I'll take these 2. If I go to my opponent, he's going to do the next action you can do. The next action you can do is you can play rabbit cards. And in playing rabbit cards, obviously you have to pay whatever cost associated. You can put up to 2 down on your turn if you can afford it. Let's just see what this guy can do. He's going to put this one down. It's going to cost him a carrot and a hay. We'll put that into that. Another thing you can do at the start of the playing cards phase is if you have cards in here that you don't like, don't want, you can trade them out. And when you trade them out, you're going to get whatever it says here. This would give me 1 card and 2 of the same resource. That's what it means when there's an equals between them. It's 2 of the same resource, so like 2 carrots. It's whatever resource I want, but it has to be the same. And so you can put up to 2 cards or 1 hut during your turn. No more, no less. And then after you're done, you will discard any extra cards you have in your hand. And it doesn't say that you get to draw back up support, so we'll just leave 3 cards. The third action you can take is the growth action, which I can't do because I don't have any cards, so maybe instead I will play some cards since I got resources. I'm gonna play, let's see, I'll play, this is where things get interesting. I'll play this one, which requires 1 of each resource. Let me just pay that. And then I'm looking at my cards here. I can afford this one, but it says no gray next to it, so I can't put it here because this one's gray. I could put this one down, and I will because I can afford it. And that's going to be a hay. And then that would end my turn. So, then this guy's going to go. Maybe he's going to do the restock thing. He's not going to discard any cards. He doesn't want to. He's simply going to draw a 4th card. Maybe he takes this one. We'll restock that. And then he could reserve a card if he wants. He doesn't want to. He's just going to take 2 resources and put them into his stats. Then it comes back to me. Now, I'm going to do the third action. So those are the 2 main actions we looked at, 2 of them, which is the restock, which is you can discard cards and draw back up. You can reserve some cards. And then you can also, you'll draw back up to 4 after that. And then you get to take any 2 resources. The other one is plain rabbit cards, which is you can trade any rabbit cards. If you don't like these, you can trade them out by spending whatever it says and then discarding these cards. And then you can place up to 2 rabbit cards or in your thing or in your farm or 1 huts. And then you will discard any extra cards you happen to have in your hand down to 4. You're always going to be down to 4. But the other one we didn't look at is the growth. So I'm going to do the growth action, the 3 actions: restock, playing cards, and growth. The growth is any cards that say growth on them, you'll get whatever it says. So I'm going to do growth. That helps me restock my, what I have here. And I got 4 cards, sorry. Actually, 2 of these were here. I should have 4 cards. Or actually, no, because I played 2 cards and I didn't get any more back. So what you can do during the growth is activate these coupons. This one says gain 2 different resources and 1 card. So I'm going to maybe take this card and I'm going to get 2 resources. Let's say I get 2 that I don't have. And this one says during growth you can get a carrot or a pellet. So I'm going to just take a carrot, because I like carrots better. I mean, I don't know you, I'm not a particular fan of hay or pellets, for that matter. And when you do these, you can do them in any order you want. And this one actually, yeah, gave me a card. This one just gave me one or the other. Sometimes it's, you get this, you get some resources or you get cards. In this case, it was resources and a card. And then that would end my turn. If I have more than 4 cards, which can happen if you have a bunch of growth and you get like 4 or 5 cards, you have to discard down to 4. And then you continue, keep going back and forth until somebody has 9 cards in front of them, and then you will go on to scoring. So let me just do that. So let's see, no black, max 1 male, at least 1 gray. So we'll put this guy here. Oh wait, it says no gray. Put that here. Nope, I can't do that because it's no black. No bueno. Put that one there. At least 1 brown or 1 black. Can't do that one. No gray, so we can put that one here. And I can put this one here would work. And I just take a few more cards. So, no male. Okay, that's fine here. There's no male next to it. This one also no male. That's fine. And at least 1 black. That doesn't work. See, that one I can't use. At least 1 black or brown. No gray. At least 1 male. At least 1 white or orange. Okay, it's fine. No brown. That's bueno. And then this one wouldn't work for me. I'm just going to grab a couple more. I just want to show you the scoring phase. Just bear with me a second. No male. Perfect. So, once somebody has a 3x3 grid, you will do the scoring. And you'll also do anything, any end of game actions. I don't actually have any end of game actions, so that's kind of sucks. Let me just see if I could do this one. I'll do that one. That one works. That one has an end game. It says gain 1 victory point for each other male. And this is a male, so I have 1 male, so I get 1 point. If you have more, you get more. Any cards you have left in your hand, they don't count for anything. If you have cards in your reserve, again, they're -2 each. So, I'll say I use my reserve. I don't have any cards. And then you just count all the victory points. So you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16 victory points. I get this endgame 1, which is 1, so that's 17. And then you get the victory points from your store logos, of which I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of one kind. So that would give me 4 points. It's if you have 3 of the same logo, it's 2 victory points. 4 of the same one, it's 4. And if it's 5 or more, it's 6 victory points. Not the 5 I said before, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be worth 4 points. So I think I had 17. That's 21 points. And you're also going to get victory points from remaining resources. So for every free resources you have, you get 1 point. So if I had this at the end of the game, I would get 1 point. So it's 22 points. My opponent will also score his or hers, and whoever has the most points wins. It's an interesting little game, cute artwork, nice quality cards, nice enough components. Not going to complain. I think it's cool. It's a nice little game. I don't know if I prefer this one or hens, but it's kind of cool. So that is that. Comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. And if you're still with me, thanks for watching. See ya. Thanks.